Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randal Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
I have no snare in my headphones.
Turn up my headphones.
Yeah, how does my nose sound? Everyone, can you hear it?
I don't think they can tell, babe.
I know. I'm telling you, it sucks to have had like that bad of an ordeal done and there be no physical change. Then just leave me with my whiskey dick nose that I'm going to have. Like, at least fucking fix it externally.
I mean, the weirdest part to me was that you didn't even have any, they were up in there ripping your nose to shreds for 3.5 hours, and you didn't even have any, like, not a black eye, not a bruise on the outside. My entire face would have looked like I got in a car wreck.
Yeah, that's abnormal. I mean, Dr. Weiss even said that's not normal. Most people would have been mild. I mean, they didn't re-break it so it wouldn't be all the way black, but said most people would have half black eyes, like to about half, and their sinuses would be swollen.
Yeah.
And yeah, that there would be some physical, like, signs.
External evidence that you had that kind of, like, major, you were under anesthesia for 3.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And they were beating the shit out of your sinuses with a...
No, it sucked. I mean, it's so weird. I've told a couple people, but I would have that neck surgery again before I would do the damn nose again. It's been that much harder for me.
No, you've been way more down in the dumps. Like, just like worn out and just like...
The antibiotics. These antibiotics have killed me. And you have to go on. I mean, they have to make sure that your nose doesn't get infected when it's that open. Yeah. Because your nose will fall off. But the antibiotics are super strong, and they've just sucked the dick out of me. For sure. I mean, I can feel...
Well, I'm proud of you for actually continuing to take them. Because typically in this kind of situation, you would just be like, well, I'm done taking this.
Yeah. I don't want my nose to fall off.
I don't either.
If it was something else, I would definitely...
If it was like a finger or something.
Yeah, but I mean, I've made it this far on them. But, they didn't have to put in the nose dicks. That was, I think, we had talked about that. I don't think we've been on since. Yeah. So, you know, I was expecting to have the nose dicks put in, the big stents. For some reason, my surgeon, he came in before to talk to us, and I told him, I said, look, I hate that you have to put the stents in. And he was like, excuse me? Well, do you just tell me what you think I'm going to do during this surgery?
He looked at me and rolled his eyes so
hard. Your Google
hard.
search is much better than my studies of years and years. So tell me, what am I going to do to your nose?
Yeah, he's like, okay, Dr. Google.
So I was totally wrong. He was like, I don't like to use those. I haven't used them in 5 years. I think I can fix yours without them. Of course, as soon as we get on here, my nose is...
I was just about to say, you sound like you have a... You sound congested to me, which, I mean, you're supposed to be, baby. You're still healing.
Yeah. But, so he was like, you know, I think I can do it. So, I hope so. So, I was feeling great going into it.
It was touch and go, though. They came out and...
yeah. You can tell him that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't there.
No, you were not. You were nighty-night on the surgery table, but the doctor said that surgery will be done. I mean, he was going back at about 8:30-ish. He was like, so we should be done with him at about 11:30. You know, it's going to be a little bit longer than normal surgery, but we should be done at 11:30. Well, like 10-ish, the nurse came out and was like, hey, it's going to take a bit longer. We're going to be more like noon when we're done with him. It's a mess in there basically. And, it's a lot more work than, he anticipated. So I asked her then, I said, are they going to have to put the stents in? And she kind of gave me a look and was like, well, maybe. I've opened them and they're there for him if he needs them. And I was like, oh, shit. He's going to be so mad.
Yeah, because if I would have woke up after being told I wasn't getting them I got them.
Yeah. Well, and he didn't tell you definitively, no, you're not getting them. He said, I do not use them unless I absolutely have to. And it's been probably 5 years or more since I've used them. So that, of course, in your head was like, it's not happening.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not like I was going to whoop his ass.
No. But I was just thinking in my head, I was like, this is going to be the catheter thing all over again. He's going to be so angry.
Yeah, I'll never be as mad as the catheter. They fucked me big time. But no, so the surgery went, I woke up and they kicked us the fuck out. I mean,
He was barely...
I was barely conscious, and they were wheeling me to the car like, good day, sir. I've had a lot of surgeries, and I've had outpatient, and I've had overnight. Usually outpatient, you're begging to go home. Like, by the time everything's done, it's a bunch of hurry up and wait, and you're more than ready by the time. I was not all the way there yet, and they were wheeling us out. It
was just about, just over an hour after your surgery was done that we were leaving. And that's, because it was 30 minutes, and then they came and got me to come back there with you. And it was, by the time I saw you after your neck surgery, it had been 2 hours. So you were talking, chatting it up. But you were totally, you weren't 100%, but you were.
I was way closer than this.
You were way fucking close. It was alarming how still out of it you were. And you were just, obviously they put you on a real skinny operating table and you didn't fit. So your shoulders were...
Oh, they fucked me. And then they put me in a toddler bed.
This bed that they had him in, it had the little arm thing. Of course, so that he would not fall out of the bed because he's under the influence. But he was too wide for it. And there was no way for him to get comfortable. And that was the main reason that the nurse was like, just get the fuck out. Because she was, she could tell you were so uncomfortable.
Oh, it was a fucking nightmare. It was a joke. If you would have seen me on that, the way it looked in my head, I didn't see me.
It looked like you were sitting in
it was like it was a skit. They put big guy in a small bed. The guardrails, that they raise up were digging into my lats. So it was forcing my shoulders to come forward and, when you wing your shoulders. And I
they
sat
were already
that for
sore.
hours. I could barely move my shoulders when I woke up. But they beat the shit out of you all the time during surgery. But despite all those gripes, I think he did a great job because my nose looks great. If you looked up my nostrils before that surgery, you would just see scar tissue. It was just closed. There was no daylight. And now they're, fucking Lincoln tunnels. And that's a double-edged sword because there is a thing called empty nose syndrome.
Oh,
for
God.
People. It's not, it goes away.
Okay.
It's kind of what your friend had said. You have to acclimate when you have full nose for so long.
I thought you were going somewhere else with it.
When someone else's nose gets opened up, they can actually complain of not being able to breathe for a while, and the doctors are like, you're breathing fine. You're just fucked in the head from when you couldn't breathe. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, yesterday I went for my, went for my first follow-up, and he did the fucking cleaning of death. And what it is, it really pissed me off because I was under the impression I was going in, he was going to look at my nose, be like, you know what, you're doing great. See you later, buddy. And I go in, and the nurse girl's
little saline rinse or something?
Yeah, and she was like, I have to spray this fucking harsh chemical up your nostril. You have to breathe it in, and I'll put this little cup under your mouth in case any runs out. So she sprays both nostrils, and then she says, oh, yeah, and don't swallow it. I was like, well, I already swallowed it. So, okay, well, you'll be fine. You just, you'll feel numb, and don't worry. If you feel like you can't breathe, you are breathing. So I was like, that is fucking not comforting. And then all of a sudden my throat is so numb that I really do feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this really chaps my ass, doc, because you got to prepare somebody for this shit. When you think you're coming in for a fucking high five and you're actually coming in for a procedure, because, they fucking stick those sinus prods, and, I know what they're doing. He's sucking out any garbage and blood and, cleaning it. And for me, which I understood once he told me, we have to stay on top of it, so I just produce more scar tissue and quicker than most people. And so he's worried that his handiwork will be fucked and my nose will just scar right up. And instead of having to pry it open,
your nose is making all kind of crazy noises right now. Oh, don't do that. Fuck.
Me like it. All right, but so he told me that, and he's like, we got to stay on top of your cleanings. So I got another one in a week. They basically suck your brain out. And but he said it looked great. You know, it doesn't really hurt. You know, the sinuses hurt a little bit, like above my eyes, which is weird. And the ones that hurt in my face,
well,
feels like someone punched me from the inside of my face.
Suck it up, champ.
Oh yeah, okay. If you were spitting up any of the bloody loogies that, and some of y'all saw the picture I posted the other night.
That came out of your nose.
That was nothing. I pulled one out of my nose in the car with Brooke. That was as big as a bottle of Spunk Lube.
It was at least 1.5 inches long. It's so gross.
And I mean, it's just coagulated blood.
It just looked like a big long scab to me.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
Yeah, and there was like a glob of some kind of blood, something like when I got in the shower last night after you. I was like, great.
Overall, minimal bleeding.
Your nose
though.
Aliens in the shower.
Way less than I expected to bleed. I was under the impression I was going to bleed out for days. Bleeding was pretty minimal.
Yeah, we should have known that but I mean, you never know. But yeah, they prepared us for like, there's going to be so much blood. Yeah, they were like, don't put it, I mean, you know.
I'm sure I swallowed a lot, but.
Well, and that was the other thing. They were like, if you swallow blood, you're going to throw up. I mean, and that's legit. Like, typically that does happen. If you end up swallowing blood, you'll throw it back up. But like, none of this shit happened for Randall. He didn't, he bled the first day when we brought him home from the hospital. That was the most blood that came out of his nose, and it was not even a big deal. Like, I changed all the sheets and the comforter to like something older so that if he bled on it, I wouldn't care. And nothing got on anything. But I mean, for sure, if I would have left like our new white shit on there, it would have been everywhere. But yeah, so it's been not as messy as they told us for sure. But
let's do our shot to Dr. Weiss. We have moonshine here.
What is it? Cherry moonshine? And what are these cherries on these toothpicks?
To eat.
And they're they've
been
soaked in the moonshine?
Yeah, there is a Cheronius in your shot also.
Okay. I'm going to choke on it.
This is to Dr. Weiss and his medical staff.
Yeah, Dr. Weiss is the shit, though. I like
Thank you for that little bitty miniature bed. Fuck you. But thank you. Oh, it's just not good at all.
No, I couldn't. That cherry, like...
Ooh. Why is it so strong? That's me chewing on the cherry.
I don't like it.
I don't either. Thought it would be good.
No.
Apple pie is the way to go.
I think that's bullshit moonshine. Ugh.
No, this is stronger moonshine. She's spitting out the cherry. I win this motherfucker. I count that as a puke.
No, I don't like cherries anyways. And then it's like chewing on a fucking rubbing alcohol cherry.
It is.
That's not moonshine. That's just fucking Everclear. And
it's moonshine. It's not good.
It's gasoline.
Ooh-wee. Fucking A, man.
And fuck those cherries. I'm not eating those.
Fuck no. John. Come here, John. You want a Cheronius? Try one. Here, Johnson.
He's like, fuck you. He doesn't like fruit anyways, much less fruit doused in gasoline.
He like, just walked away like, yeah. Fuck you, dude.
He's like, I will pass. You
don't know.
I am not that dumb.
Well, a couple of house cleaning things I wanted to mention. Because it's been fucking forever since we've been on.
Yes.
I want to give props to our friend Amanda at Blunt Mommy. She's got her own little thing going. and she just put out her episode number 2 today. She did like a diary format. Whatever that dude Burger Tits name is was supposed to co-host with her last night via Google Hangout. Mm-hmm. And he fucked her over. Asked to be on. Yeah, it sounds like it. What a shit move. But I'm proud of her for posting her own thing, doing it. And, she don't need those fucking guys, man. Fuck them.
That's what we told her. Just do your shit by yourself.
Yeah, she can do it. That's great.
She's got enough stories and shenanigans.
Plenty of shenanigans. For God's sakes, her cover photos. You pose for Hustler?
Naughty. And she can have guests on, like, I don't know, Married as Fuck, Jody B.
Yeah, there's tons. Klondike Bill.
She can have Reliable.
Who's Right podcast, Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks, Doug. I mean, there's tons of people. Dr. Muddington. I think she should have Dr. Muddington. They need to do one together. Or why doesn't
he do, like, every once in a while co-hosting or whatever with her?
Yeah, he can't do his own show because if he does his own show, one of his multiple families will figure out his false identity. So he needs to stick with being a or a guest.
Look, Dr. Muddington, I know you have Scrooge McDuck money hidden somewhere. Just go buy yourself a little microphone, plug it into your laptop in your secret lair.
Or just download Skype and call Amanda.
Right.
At the minimum. I'm with you. I would love him to have his own show.
But I'm saying, like, to do a show with Amanda.
Oh, you're right. They could do virtual co-hosting.
Hello.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, great. Can't lose.
No.
With those two rascals.
Yeah.
I mean, any of them would be good. I mean, whoever tries to co-host with Amanda, you're going to lose. You got to be, she's too much.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
for most guys, it takes somebody like Muddy.
Who's, you got to be a certain intelligence level and, like, to not, like, take her.
Well, his ego's not out of hand either.
Thank you.
And he can take that and be smart and realize, I'm going to let her run with it.
Yeah.
Because she's got the tools that.
Yeah. And when she gives him shit, he's not going to get all, like, butt hurt and cry. Yeah.
Of course not. So, it would take a special person to be a good co-host with Amanda.
Yeah.
And he is one. Yep. I agree with you 100%.
I think so.
There's probably not many that could handle her and be good.
Yeah.
So,
which, I mean, I thought that other guy was going to be cool, but fuck that.
Chris?
You can't even, that burger guy.
Oh, I mean, fuck that, man. If you're going to, she promoted it for a week and you stand her up after you asked to come on, I mean, that immediately you're fired to me. That you just you can't, not the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck that.
And all right, more shout outs. Drinks with Larry. Love you guys.
Yeah, Drinks with Larry.
Jody B, of course. Po Boys podcast. John and Deuce, Brand X podcast. This is all just off the top of my head.
Yeah, we're going to be going back on Drinks with Larry in September. Mm-hmm. Haven't nailed down a date, but it was going back and forth with Larry today about definitely doing September. Appreciate him. He's checking in. You know what I love about Larry? He just was checking in on me about my nose. He was like, "Hey man, how's your nose?" Yeah, I love that kind of shit.
I know.
It's a good guy. Nice. I love all those guys.
We're Facebook friends with them too,
Brian.
So it's official. We're real friends.
No,
guys.
we are. We're real friends with all of them. And
we got our merch, our Drinks with Larry merch that we posted on Twitter. Pretty sure I ordered a small shirt, Larry, but
I think that they were transitioning from merch carrier or producer because now we have merch and they got tons of cool shit.
Oh, they do. Okay.
We were catching the ass end of their old provider, and I think Larry just had like their remnants in the car,
aka the trunk of Larry's car,
the trunk of life, and so which is fine. I love that shirt is perfect for you. It's
and I've
big
slept
and
in
you
it.
Can sleep in it.
I slept in it for like a week straight already, Larry. So it's great.
But we are having AA Ron. We booked him tonight officially. He's going to come on September 9th. And
that's
kick
when we're
it with
recording
us.
With him, yeah.
Yeah, we're recording on the 9th. It'll be uploaded on the 10th, but I can't wait to hang out with him. I love that guy's fucking hilarious.
Is this going to be when he brings his wife on?
No, he's not. He said his wife's not a big fan of podcasts. Like, it's not her thing.
That's so funny because he was like offering it up at first.
I think he was talking about promoting their show.
Oh, so
they're doing a
YouTube show, but she doesn't want it. What?
Yeah, I think they've got like some kind of cooking show.
Why
but
she hate podcasts?
I don't know. It just might not be her thing. We'll talk about that. Though.
I'm
we'll
gonna have
him.
to ask.
But Ron will be fun as shit. That dude is great. So, of course, Jody B, if y'all didn't get a chance to listen to his interview with Buff Bagwell, you fucked yourself. But luckily, it's still there.
Well, yeah.
It will always be there.
On the internet. And his most recent one with, I'm still in the middle of it, with Dave Temple.
Yeah, for the one West Philadelphia, born and raised. Yeah, I'm almost done with it.
And
it's good, but his Buff Bagwell episode was fantastic.
That's your favorite, I think.
Well, because it blew our interview with Buff away.
Well, because it's the best audio I've ever heard of fucking Mark on.
It is.
It's better than Steve Austin's
100%.
audio. I mean,
he did a good job of dialing it in for Mark, but Jody's good with that shit. He knows
what to
he had
people.
called us. It's another good thing about having friends within the podcast community. One night he texted me. It's like, hey, man, can I call you in a few? And we were like, of course. And he just wanted to check his audio to tune it for when Mark was coming up, which is smart that he did that. And, always willing to help him out.
Of course.
As he would help us out. But I thought it was excellent. Fucking, that fucking intro with Mark just saying,
I know.
was a fuck fest.
It was a fuck fest. Oh,
Genius put that thing in the front. Like
I know. It was hysterical. They both, Drinks with Larry and Jody, nailed it with the opening.
And Drinks with Larry, we do want to know why you haven't changed the name.
Drinks and Larry.
Drinks and Larry.
Well, so we added Drinks with Larry to our new podcast table. And I almost, when I was trying to outline all the stuff that you had painted on there to make it stand out more, I was like, I want to put and over here.
I think we should. But I love it. Drinks and Larry. It's so fucking great. Hilarious. I still laugh about it when I listen to their episodes. I wish it was on every intro.
I know. Yeah, I think they need to get on that. Cinemondo podcast is another one I want to give a shout out to. We're supposed to have them on soon. We were going to do it this weekend, but it was sorry, Kathy.
That's on me.
It's on me too, because Randal had surgery Wednesday, and it's not like he was able to just lay around and do nothing because we had a million things going on too. I was off work, but Thursday was really the only day that we didn't have appointments and shit going on. But you still didn't have all that ton of time to there was a couple hours to lay around, but then Friday we went and did that photo shoot with Amy, and then that was several hours, and then came back and I had a dentist appointment, and then
got your new car somewhere in there. We got it winted. The windows tinted.
Yeah, I got my car Monday.
Yeah,
but before surgery. But
the window tint thing is what I'm thinking of.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was so Friday it was a lot of being out, and then we had bowling. And no, Gunnar had baseball practice and bowling Friday night. And then Saturday, there was 2 birthday parties to take Gunnar to. We went and dropped my car off to get the front windows tinted. And it was just all this stuff back to back to back to back to back. And that Randal was required to be involved in, especially because some of it involved me dropping my car off somewhere. And he was just done. He barely spoke words on Saturday afternoon. So I
was wiped. My body was wiped.
No,
I was okay.
yeah.
But I just needed to sit still for a few hours.
Yeah.
And I felt better immediately when you shut everything down because, I didn't know till after the fact, but we had some family reach out that were wanting to go to dinner that night. And,
because it was,
and Brooke replied and was just no. We're not doing anything. Randall's.
I know.
And I would have usually just been let's go ahead and do it. And been miserable, but still went and probably ruined everyone's night.
So I immediately shut it down.
Shut that shit. But
yeah, it was Kiki and Jimbo's birthday on Saturday. So Kiki texted and said, what are y'all doing tonight? You want to, let's party or something? I was like, sorry, Randall's wiped.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is. Some of you guys that are smarter than me would know, but antibiotics, I know they don't do it to everybody, but for me, they just fucking run me into the ground. I have no strength, very little energy. And I mean, it goes away. It sucks because it takes a week or so once you're off of them to get.
Well, yeah, an antibiotic course is usually 7 to 10 days. So, usually 10 days.
And I mean, I've tried to use minimal pain medication on this.
You only took pain meds did you the first 2 days?
No, I'm trying not to use it at all. And I don't think I necessarily need to. The old me would have been like, yay.
Wait.
Pop them in there all the time.
Save a couple Lord House for me this week.
I mean, that's what I would do. But I mean, now I just don't even, I don't know, it's just getting older.
But, one reason I wanted to mention, another reason that I want to mention Kathy's podcast is they're coming on, and probably not for a few weeks though, because some of them are going on vacation. But we started watching Castle Rock because, it was because of Kathy's podcast.
Well, really because of everyone, but yes, she was the first place I saw it.
She was, I had heard of it for sure, but then listening to them talk about it.
It's a fucking crazy ass show, man. It's too much. This is where me and Brooke are going to disagree.
I love it. Yeah.
I think it's very well done. I see why everyone loves it. I like it. I've watched every episode. But for a simpleton like me, there's too much. You almost have to take notes. There's so much of who could be who and who is who and when are they from and where are they from. And
it's fun. And then trying to pick out all the Stephen King Easter eggs is so much fun. Randall does not get excited. I get giddy when there's because it's based on, Castle Rock is one of the towns, one of the 2 towns that almost all the Stephen King books are based in. And so there's a lot of Stephen King Easter eggs throughout the series, and I get all excited. I'm like, oh my God, did you see that? Oh, did you hear what she just said? Because one girl references oh, my uncle went crazy, ended up trying to kill his wife and kid up in some resort or whatever. And I'm like, oh, she's talking about The Shining. She's talking about The Shining. And I was like, cool. I'm like, God damn it.
No, but it's very well done. I mean, I enjoy it, but man, it's just a fucking lot.
Yeah, it is. You have to pay attention.
That kid that plays the devil Satan boy is a perfect.
Yeah, he is, and he's a
scary looking, odd but still good looking guy. It's very weird that he's all those put. Usually, somebody that's that odd is not good looking, but he's still good looking.
No, he's good looking, but it's like he was born to be an actor that plays some type of supernatural, something like a vampire or something. I mean, and he's a Skarsgård, so his brother, I believe, is Eric Northman from True Blood.
Yeah, but the most gangster part, and I have to say this.
What?
Because you need to stop. The best part of the whole show so far has been when John Locke ripped his own head off. That shit was unexpected for me, and a little strong, which I liked. Start. That is a way to come out of the box. If you want me to watch, I was like, fuck me in the ass. I'm watching.
It's a first. I've never seen somebody commit suicide that way.
No, it's fucking cool.
It is
crazy.
It's a way to make sure that shit happens.
It's a done deal.
You are fucking finished. You got to watch the show to see what he does with a rope and a car and
crazy. Woo. I was not expecting it. Neither one of us were. And when it made sense afterwards because of everything, and you'll see, but when it happened, rarely do I verbally
react.
Say, oh shit, or cool, or oh man. But we were both like, fuck me.
It is.
And that's John Locke. That guy's creepy anyway.
Yeah.
Ever since Lost. I mean, fucking.
Well, and I like the fact that the guy that played John Locke in Lost had somebody stowed away in something that looked like a hatch.
Yep. That's true. I didn't even think of that, but it is very true.
I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me that they gotta open this door that looks exactly like the fucking hatch in Lost. Climb down a ladder. What? But yeah, good show. I think we're not all the way caught up. I still need to finish one of the episodes, and then I think, it's not one that has all of them at once. It comes on, there's new episodes every Wednesday, but we were coming into it when there was like 7 available, but I think we still have like part of one that we didn't finish, and then there's probably a new one.
Yeah, it comes on Wednesdays.
Yeah. But I like it.
I wanted to go back to the podcast table, the standing desk that I made.
Sure.
It is what I consider our podcasting Hall of Fame, and I don't want people to feel left out. So if you are a friend of the show, because of lack of room, if you're hurt that you're not on the table, I'm going to offer up if you send us stickers. I'm putting one more layer of the bar topper epoxy on it to actually finish it. Like everything's under a layer of Envirotex, which is what they put on top of bars to make them all shiny and thick. But I'm doing one more level.
Impenetrable.
Yeah, one more level. And
layer,
whatever. And so there's a bunch of podcasts that we love that aren't on there. Right now, the ones we put on there, and it was because we were tired, so we were done. We got Drinks with Larry, Murderish. Shout out to our girl, Jamie. Brand X Podcast with John and Deuce. Love those guys. And Po' Boys Podcast. But there's so many more that,
Is that it?
That's all that's on there from, we didn't want to keep drawing. We got Muddy on there. Muddy is cemented in there.
Yeah.
For Dr. Muddington.
And then Married AF Podcast, obviously.
And Married AF Podcast.
And then, that's right. And then you drew the sperm and put like jizz.
Yeah.
And
just random shit. But there is room for some stickers. So if somebody wants to be on it.
Oh, and I put my sticker that Susan gave me, the Lost Boys one that says, like, Randall didn't get it. Susan brought me a sticker that looks like it's like a sticker that's like advertising a city. It says like Santa Clara. And then at the bottom it says murder capital of the world. And I was like, read the sticker. And Randall was like, I don't get it.
Well, and also I wanted to give an update only because I know that people are wondering, I don't know if they've seen on Facebook where Hello Life, what the fuck, with Perry. Mm-hmm. She posted an update today. It was great news on the CT scan that his tumor that was in like his esophagus and stomach is like undetectable now. It was huge. He could feel it from the outside. And then another mass, or the masses that were on his liver, are severely minimized.
That's amazing.
He's got to stay on like a regimented chemo, kind of like Ryan's wife.
Yeah, but
yeah, where it was a maintenance.
Kind of cancer,
yeah, different kind, but she was on for continuously.
Yeah.
But it's working. It's shrunk his tumor. So it's the first bit of good news. It's been like 4 months since he was diagnosed. Yeah. So it's good to see an update that's actually good news from them.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, because he was diagnosed with like stage 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Alexis. Yeah. Hers was just breast cancer that had metastasized.
Hers was the worst kind of.
Yeah.
Worst.
And she
shit.
fought that shit like a gangster for years.
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
So, I mean, regardless of that, it's just good to get good news.
Yeah,
it's the first good news. And
that is.
So I want to celebrate that, and, I hope.
That's fantastic. I hadn't seen that. That's awesome.
She put it on Facebook earlier today, so.
I haven't looked at Facebook.
Let everybody know that. What other? No Offense. # No Offense show.
Oh, yeah. I
want to give them an actual shout out on the show. They're fucking funny.
Yeah, I really like them.
And
they remind me a lot of us, just how they're just fucking silly and
a couple of silly geese.
Yeah, and they're drinking. I like
they're
that
having a good time.
His wife is like a permanent co-host now.
Yeah,
too. So
for me, a podcast, if I'm gonna like it, is I need to feel like I'm just hanging out in the background. If I don't feel like that, I'll usually lose interest. Mm-hmm. I can't do like the true crime stuff you love.
The more seriouser ones.
Yeah, I like silly.
Well, like that's why you can my favorite murder is the true crime one that you probably relate to the most because they're a couple of silly geese too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. Those 2 girls get on my nerves now. Fucking, I don't know what it is. Their voices disgust me.
Well, I need you to stop talking.
Well, I want them to get off of the podcasting world.
They're like ridiculous. That's no.
Yes.
No.
I'm just not a fan of them.
And I love them.
I'm sure that what they do is great, but Fuck them.
I love them.
I had one other shout out I wanted to do up in this motherfucker.
I just listened to. This is another one that's probably not like news to anybody because it's kind of a popular one, but the Criminology podcast just came out with their new season 3, and it's just 4 episodes of Ted Bundy. So I'm actually still finishing the 4th one, I know everything there is to know about Ted Bundy, but for some reason I can't get enough of. I don't know. I'm weird.
I don't know. You're like that chubby girl that was in love with Dahmer on The Dark Tourist, but for Ted Bundy. Not physically looking, but you're like her. And I was like that. Like if I was kind of like vicariously living through that girl when they were letting her listen to. Oh, she was a true fan.
The tapes of him talking. Mm-hmm. I'm fascinated with that aspect of it. Like, what's going on in their fucking heads? I want to hear shit from them, like, just to try and understand what is happening in there.
No, I get it.
That's what I like about this episode or this season of Criminology is that it's a lot of the, this is what happened. This is, and I know all that, but it was a lot of the, and I've heard all these before too, but it was a lot of the tape recordings of Ted Bundy, his interviews, and when he was first arrested, and then like right before he was executed, and all this stuff. And so I don't know. I like listening to all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And last shout out. I want to give another shout out to Richard at Lunatics. He did send some books over to our friend Rachel Marshall. Sent them to her directly for her classroom. And she works at a school underfunded, like most schools in America.
Yeah.
And she's
unless you're in Colorado where you got that weed money.
She had to, pay out of her own pocket to decorate her room, and and she's a very
standard,
crafty. Everything, she likes everything to be pretty. So,
and what grade does she teach? Like kindergarten?
Oh, I think it's like first
grade. Yeah. So it was right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's right, perfect in the wheelhouse. And so one of her friends, Rachel would never ask, but one of her friends had put a thing on Facebook saying, "Hey, we all love Rachel. She's paid for her classroom out of her own pocket to decorate it, and her bookshelves are empty. And let's do something to fill up those bookshelves." Has
she given us any kind of? Has she read them yet?
I don't know. I haven't asked her, but she's been. I know she's been really busy because she started this like 5 years ago to become a teacher, and then Kyle was enlisted and was deployed, and she kind of put herself on the back burner.
Yeah, she's been military wife.
But so it's been pretty overwhelming for her getting back in the saddle from reading her posts. But I saw it to reach out to Richard just because I thought it'd be cool to ask him about it. He sent them, mailed them directly to her. So just more props for Lunatics. I mean, he would never say anything about it, but I will because I thought it's a cool thing to do, and I'm sure that she's loving the books. But yeah, if she, Rachel, if you do listen to this one, let us know how the kids like them, because we know the kids at Gunner's Daycare love theirs. So.
Yeah, and Gunner loved them. They're great.
Well, got to get to a few things. We're already longer than I expected for this portion.
What are you doing?
I was going to look and see where we were at for time.
Why does it matter? We're fine.
Because I'm famous, and my time is money.
It's 38 minutes, sir.
Oh, well, we got a few more minutes. But I've got some listener questions that I assured people that we would be answering.
Okay.
So, let's see here. This one's ridiculous, but...
Oh, God.
This one's got to be to you, just from the wording. But when guys get soap in their pee hole, it burns like a motherfucker.
Huh?
Just a really surprising amount of pee hole fire. Does that happen to women? If you get soap, and I agree with him, on the rare occasion that you actually get like some shampoo or soap in your piss hole fuck as a dude, it's lethal for about an hour.
No, I don't. No, for one.
I'm sure that the anatomy's different. So
Okay, you've been down there with your face, so you're aware of the anatomy. There is some...
Hush your mouth. I don't do that shit. What's old dude's name? The fucking rapper guy that said he doesn't do that shit.
Oh, DJ Khaled?
Yeah, I'm like him. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
And if you believe me, you're an idiot.
Anyways.
Continue.
My vagina says differently.
You're a sinner. Well, finish what you were saying.
I was trying to say that you should know that, yes, the anatomy is different. Our pee hole isn't quite just out there in the wide open. I mean,
No, it's got...
unless there's some swelling for some reasons, maybe. But no, I've never experienced that. No.
All right, so the answer is no. It doesn't.
Yeah,
not the
I
same for
wash
women.
everywhere down, and no, it's not the same.
I don't get piss or hole burn like we do.
I've never gotten piss or hole burn from soap. No.
Well, I don't know what this is, but we did get some ridiculous questions. Is there a female equivalent of smelling your hands after scratching your balls?
I mean, if it would be scratching. Why the fuck did you just eat that?
Man.
See? Even Stevens. You just...
That tastes like a real bottle of rubbing alcohol. I just tried to eat that cherry.
I fucking told you.
It's no different than when I rub rubbing alcohol all over my face.
Exactly. It's cherries soaked in rubbing alcohol. You were fucking duped. They put cherries in rubbing alcohol, put it in a goddamn mason jar, and threw a fancy label on it. No, it's not fucking moonshine.
But no, I don't. I gotta answer this before you say something that's ridiculous. There can't be an equivalent to guys scratching their balls and smelling their. For one, if you're over the age of 20 and you're a guy and you scratch your balls and smell your hands, you live at home with mommy.
Well, I mean, I was just about to say, like, all that is like, it's to me, it just makes me think of like if you like scratch your armpit or something, and then like when you're maybe in your 20s or something, and you're like, do I stink? Like, it's the same kind of thing.
Well, if you're a guy,
but it's more of a dude thing.
You know, if you've had any movement since your last shower,
then your balls
if you
stink.
scratch your balls, it's a fucking trap door of hatred. It's just what balls are. It's just what balls are.
That's what genitals are in general.
Yeah, the closest thing would be to a woman would be her under tits.
No.
I would think of a flap that's closing an area like balls do.
Flaps.
If you have flaps on your vagina the size of my balls.
Not the size of balls, but I'm saying it's still folds of skin.
Yeah, nothing like balls. At least tits have some size.
Okay.
They can
Some
be a
of them.
real I know what you're saying. There's definitely entrances and folds and crevices, which can have their own thing.
Yeah.
But big balls under tits, I think, would be the closest similarity.
Helpful.
You know, I mean, a woman sweats, you know, all you got to do is, you know, I've been with you a long time. I know where, you know, when you're wearing a sports bra and you work out, eventually you'll see. I even get it under my fucking pecs.
No, that's the first place your shirts show sweat.
Yeah, I mean, it's
in between and under
the tits is a sweaty place, and that's going to be no different for guys and girls, I would think.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
But the bigger the cans, the stinkier the under.
But the answer to the question is like, I mean, it just depends on the girl, because girls aren't typically scratching things and then I mean, it's, I don't know. Guys,
it's a fucking great question.
Guys in general are just like grosser that way, but I mean, like girls, I think are more like, oh, if I've been working out or something, I'm not gonna. I mean, I know that shit's gonna be BO. But yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
All right, this is a serious question, and it needs to be treated as such.
Sure.
I'm gonna take this one. Motherfucker.
Oh, John just yawned so big, but I was hoping it would be like a oh, but he didn't make any noise. What the fuck, John?
Do either of you know of a marriage in which the man took her last name
No.
I'm considering taking my fiance's. All right, I'm not even going to joke.
Mm-hmm.
This is serious. Stop being mean.
Wait, there was a show that they did this on. Oh,
I mean, I'm going to...
God.
Just because I want to be the catalyst for change for people, who gives a real shit?
No.
I could easily judge. It's very funny. I could easily go into like a cheap joke about it, but in the real the screamadine, limedy, in the scheme of things,
Are you having a stroke?
who gives a shit? And don't worry about what people say.
No.
Who really gives a flying fuck? I don't care what your reasons are. I'm sure you got them. You know,
Well,
maybe
it's
you
all
outkicked
just-
your coverage and you worried she ain't going to stay with you because
It's
you're an ugly sumbitch. But it's cool if you take her name. Don't let anybody fuck with you about that.
I mean, I think it's just all about just being a family unit. For that, I mean, there's nowadays shit. I mean, there's so many people women that don't take.
Well, no, and we learned from my divorce, women can also keep their ex's last name. You
Yeah.
know? I got Fowler women all over the country
Shut the fuck up.
from my many divorces.
You've got. Well, technically, yes, you do. You have one in Georgia and one in Alabama.
Yeah, so, you know, I just don't really... I
And
don't think
most
this
women
guy should
do
worry
it
about
for kids.
For their kids, you know,
but
probably.
I mean, I know somebody that kept their married last name when they got divorced just because of their career. They didn't have kids.
And maybe his last name sucks.
Well, it was more. No, it was her maiden name sucked. It was more.
No, I'm talking about the guy that asked the question. Maybe his last name really sucks.
Maybe
like
it's
it's
like-
dildo or something.
Should say maybe it's like dick and balls.
Yeah, and her name is something just normal, cool, and he can finally be John Smith instead of John Dick and Balls. I would take Smith too. So who knows? There's always.
I mean, who cares? There was
people are going to make fun of you.
No, there was a show that did that though. I can't remember. Fuck. Somebody tell me. Was it The Office? It wasn't The Office. God damn it. It was like the guy ended up taking her last name or like hyphenating the last name or something.
Oh, it was Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was Charles.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. It was no-brainer for him, too. I love that
Yes.
show. I can't wait for it to come back
God, I
on.
love that show. That show
It's
makes me
so underrated.
makes me laugh the entire time.
Such a good show. You forget about it.
Boyle-
Such a good show. Boyle is the best.
It's my favorite. And Gina.
They're all good. Such a well-written, funny-ass show that people forget about.
Love Andy Samberg. Yeah, but who cares? Change your last name to hers. I mean, yeah, who cares? Because
Your buddies are going to fuck with
At
you,
the end of
and
the
I'm
day-
sure you're ready for that.
yeah,
But anybody gives you any real shit, fuck them. That's stupid.
it is. But it is unconventional, so you might get some weird looks at the DMV
Maybe.
when you're going to change it. But they might just think you're marrying a man because I mean, you know.
Well, this is a great question, and somehow I will be making sure that you incorporate this question into the title of this episode. And I
Please.
already have a good idea of how to do it.
Please.
But this is a long-ass story that a guy wrote, but I'm just going to summarize it because I don't feel like reading this whole fucking thing. At the end of the day, his wife caught him years ago sending a dick pic. Years ago. They're past it. Supposedly everything's good.
To who?
To another woman.
Like just a random
That's
or like
all from the story. Yeah, just to another woman. She found it. They hashed it out.
who the fuck is she?
They're supposed to be good to go. But every once in a while, you know, he talks about like every few months, she'll just throw the word dick pic at him because of how much it like stings him. He's wanting to know if he should expect that forever.
Yes.
I agree. 100%.
If she's still doing it, yes. She's fucking hurt. And I don't blame her. But I mean, I'm not saying she's right for doing that. I think it's kind of funny.
I do too. I don't know how, if she's doing it.
Well, I think here's my thought on it. If she's probably doing it like he's pissing her off, doing something, and then she's just like, dick pic.
Yeah. Don't forget about that dick pic. She's like, hey, will you go get milk? And he's like, no, fuck no. I'm tired.
Dick pic.
About that dick pic. All right, honey.
All right, dick pic, go get me some milk.
If she's doing that, then she's a hero.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
she's doing it
I think,
to like win arguments where she's wrong, but she's got that bullet in the chamber, then that's fucked up.
That's fucked up. But I think, yeah, I want to believe that she's doing it in that kind of way. But I mean, I think if she's still doing it too, I feel like they didn't really resolve anything.
Yeah, we don't know.
I think that they probably just like were like, let's just be cool. Let's not get divorced or whatever. And let's just try and put this behind us. But they didn't really discuss it and talk about why. Okay, who the fuck is this girl? Why was he thinking it's cool to send his fucking wiener picture to somebody else
while married? Because it was early in their marriage.
Yeah. I mean, like that's what they gotta figure out. Like, what are they missing? Or
can you read what I wrote for the title of this episode?
The Dee-Yuck Conundrum.
No, there's
the
Dee-Yuck Pee-Yuck Conundrum.
You have the worst handwriting, and that is what the fuck? What is the Pee-Yuck? Oh, Pee-Yuck. God damn.
The Dee-Yuck Pee-Yuck Conundrum.
No.
Yes,
that's
that
too
way
hard to
iTunes
say.
approves it.
Dee-Yuck. Yes, but pick. We can just say pick.
No, the Dee-Yuck Pee-Yuck.
No.
I want people to do just like you did, where they're like, what the fuck? Oh, that's why it's funny. It's Dee-Yuck Pee-Yuck Conundrum.
And then if they decide to listen after that fucking weird ass title, then they'll hear this
sounds
conversation.
like a Big Bang Theory episode.
Dee-Yuck P. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The Dee-Yuck Pee-Yuck Conundrum.
Dee-Yuck Pee-Yuck.
Guarantee you, everyone will do what you just did. That's why it's funny. But yeah, I wonder if they're really resolved or not. I mean, we can never know based on one question, but if she's throwing it out there, picking at you, you should probably be happy that it's a funny jab to her. If she's throwing it out to really fuck you, then there's still an issue there.
Yeah, then, talk to her about it and...
Send her a dick pic.
Boom. Have you sent her a dick pic? Maybe that's... I mean, why are you sending other chick dick pics? Dee-Yuck Pee-Yucks. But you never sent her one.
Yeah, and FYI, this is totally random, but we have been dominating in bowling again.
No, we haven't.
We've won 2 out of 3 both weeks.
Did we?
Yes, for God's sakes, get involved. We won 2 out of 3 both nights, so we took both series.
I swear to God, every time I'm looking, we're losing.
No, we lost the first game both nights, and then we've won the last 2 games every night. Because you throw in the towel after your first game, and it's always your throwaway game. First game is your middle game is usually always your best game.
It's so weird.
But
why?
You quit giving a shit after we lose the first one, but we always win the second 2.
No, I bowled like shit this past Friday.
Yeah, we kind of all did, but we've won both of our series. As after taking years off, I've been
we got Frankel tits and
physically
Dana.
injured. This past week, the way that I rallied was inspirational to people.
My groin felt like it was going to rip off.
No, I know that your groin was bothering you because the fact that you actually put ice on it is surprising.
For 2-3 nights in a row. Like it hurt so bad. So I'm not trying to make excuses on why I bowled bad.
Sucks. If your groin hurts and you're fucking sliding, I know it would
It's
hurt.
still sore a little bit, but I guarantee you, like, I mean, it feels better, but once we go out there and fucking bowl Friday, I'm gonna...
Oh, you'll probably keep aggravating it.
Yeah.
It probably needs a while to...
But it
Feel all the way.
hurt so bad by the end of the night. Like, I was limping, like, all weekend.
Yeah. No, we're walking disasters when it comes to injuries. And
I'm usually not, though,
issues.
but it's like, oh my God. And that's just not something you can avoid while bowling. I mean, it's because you slide and it pulls that muscle and holy balls.
Yeah.
But
no, it's amazing how quick kind of gotten back into everything as far as, both of our games aren't far off where we can be. I mean, we both can improve still, and we will, but
Yeah, Friday I was just beat fucking. I mean, I'm surprised you.
No, that's
bowled
the problem. Is
great Friday, but
that's what I promoted. This whole episode was going to be about. So why not put 2 minutes toward it? On Twitter, I said we were going to talk about time management because of all the shit we've had going on. So let's talk about time management and talking about all the shit we've had going on.
Okay.
It's a lot. I mean, we got shit every night. We got a 4-year-old that's in jiu-jitsu and baseball.
Yeah.
I'm coaching baseball with him, and he's got basically every night he doesn't have jiu-jitsu, he's got baseball.
And on the weekends, baseball. Like, that's what...
And on the weekends, every other Friday, you know, we have to drive to pick up my oldest son, Brooke's stepson, Griffin. So I have to drive to Alabama and back. That's 6 hours on Friday, 6 hours taking him back on Sunday. So you add all that in.
We haven't
and
had
bowling,
him all month, but...
Bowling on Friday. Well, yeah, he's in the middle of...
football season.
Yeah, die hard in the beginning of football season. And so he's definitely been busy, but all that and then bowling on Friday nights, it's fucking crazy.
But
what are you going to do?
I was about to have an anxiety attack, like leading up to Friday because of...
Well, I just had surgery too.
You had surgery and there was literally shit going on all day Friday. Plus, we were going to have to go get Griffin, and it ended up like he had some shit come up for this past weekend, where
it actually was a help.
It was. I mean,
it would have been tough. We would have went and got him, but it would have been
because
hard.
we miss him and we haven't seen him in forever. So it's like, of course we were going to figure it out, but then like it was kind of a godsend when his mom was like, well, he's got something that came up Saturday, and it was like, okay, Randal wasn't going to be worth a shit this weekend, anyways.
No, it was a blessing.
So. Yeah, if we can postpone it, that's perfect. But part of, I want to blame my shitty bowling on Friday to the fact that I was just it was just this culmination of being so stressed out of like
baseball
your surgery
starting.
and then baseball and like having to do all, and it was so much going on because after your surgery, the next day, you know, we had jiu-jitsu, but it was like we tried to just stay here and not do much, but I feel like it was like 2 hours that we were here.
No, there's always some running around to do.
Because then we're like, oh yeah, we got to go get something to wear for the photo shoot or whatever.
That's what we forgot to talk about, the Amy Lyle photo shoot.
This is our time management discussion. You see how fucking scatterbrained and all over the place?
I'm trying to tell people, if they're worried about time management, they should be.
Because it is
It
hard.
is a problem. And when you're a parent and you're married, it's your life. And it's hard. It's stressful. It'll kill you. It'll make you happy. It'll make you sad. It'll make you crazy. All those things. And so you're not abnormal if you feel like your schedule's killing you.
And you feel like you want to just curl up in a ball and cry sometimes.
Yeah. And there's no special answer. That's what I wanted to say is you just got to live through. You just got to make it to the next thing.
And by the way, I work full time and you work full time and outside sales. So you work your own hours selling shit, but still full time. But yeah. And I'm trying to like work on fucking getting a promotion and
no, it's a lot of work, you know, and she works basically an hour away with the traffic and everything. So by the time you do all that, by the time she gets home, everything that's going to start for a kid is going to be 5:30 or 6.
Yeah.
You're just going to learn. I don't know how old your kids are, but when you start putting them in shit, 5:30 or 6 is when everything, and you just be like, why can't you make it 6:30?
Well, but
then you lose your night. So I mean,
and then you're pushing their bedtime real late when they're gunner's age. That's an issue. Yeah,
at 5:30. So
I'm grateful that a lot of the stuff starts at 5:30 for his sleep schedule, but for me trying to make it there, it's super stressful. But I mean, you know, like, because I mean, my boss was trying to. We've got a meeting tomorrow. Boring. I've got to present shit, and he was like, "Do you want to go over some of it?" And trying to fit in time with him, he was like, "Oh, how about 4:30?" And I was like, "Dude, I gotta." I gotta leave by 4:30 because my kids got jujitsu. I was like, I can step out at 5:45. He was like, let's just do it tomorrow morning. Like, I mean, so it's just.
Yes, it doesn't really get better.
No.
If that's what you're at. But you know, if you're in a committed relationship, you'll find a way to make the shit work. And you can't put more burden on, you just got to pick up each other's slack in every department. Don't try to define something, because when you define something, someone's going to break that unintentionally, and then there's a fight. So you got to work together and pick up each other's shit.
Well,
I wasn't worth much of a fuck Thursday and Friday for shit. I mean, I just wasn't. I think we both expected actually that I would be better than I was.
Yeah.
This was more than I expected as far as putting me down.
No, and Saturday and Sunday was more when you were.
No, it really hit Saturday for sure.
Yeah. So Thursday and Friday, you shouldn't have done as much as you did, but you did a shitload and drained your whole reserves. And so Saturday and Sunday was really when, I mean, it was more me saying, fucking lay down every chance that you have.
Watched the whole series on Netflix though in like 2 days. The Last Chance U, it's fucking great. I hadn't watched it. Highly recommend it to people.
What I saw of it was good. But yeah, I mean, it's, well, and what sucks too is that like, there's also the normal routine that you get into where like, okay, I do this and this and this normally, and then my partner does this, this and this. Well, then shit comes up like
life.
I mean, like life.
Shit's gonna happen to that.
Not just like your surgery, but like even like before you had surgery, when I had all that shit going on at work where I was constantly late, like every night, and you had to pick up all my slack, and it was like
no, and we had a very valid. And I'm not gonna. It wasn't a fight or an argument, but
it was a
I had to
freak out on my part.
My point to you, I was like, because you told me like that day late, like, oh shit, I'm gonna be here till past when I normally am, and I was just like, oh shit, well, I wish you would have told me. And I really wasn't mad. I was just like, I wish you would have told me. And I wasn't trying to take a dig at her at all, but she was already so mad, expecting me to be upset.
Well, I was just
and
mad
worried
at the fact
that it was
that
throwing off her schedule. That she was in a shit mood. I was like, babe, I'm fine. You need to relax. It's cool. I got it.
No, I was like, I'm the worst. I don't do anything.
Yeah, and I was not mad.
And I was so uber stressed. It was more because I was just so over the top stressed out about shit going on at work, and then just. Like, yeah, I assumed that you were pissed at me and like trying to project that on you.
Yeah, you were. That's a perfect word. You're trying to like be mad at me, bitch.
Why aren't you mad? But I mean, it was, and a lot of it stems from guilt on my part of like, I don't want to miss a second with you or Gunner ever. And I get frustrated and angry when work comes in the way of it, but I mean, it's it's also my job, and that's how we're keeping like we're a 2-income household, like, and that's just the way
it's
it is.
How we stay as rich as we are. But that's probably a common feeling for women that work all the time, having to balance that of feeling bad for work, and you never should. And I would never let you or that's ridiculous.
No, it's working mom guilt for sure.
And it's not necessary. Fuck, man. We'll both be the first to tell you. No matter what job you do, none of that shit is harder than being a stay-at-home mom.
No, I was talking to
that is the hardest job on planet fucking Earth, hands down. No debate.
No.
No nothing.
I was talking to one of the other moms at jiu-jitsu tonight. The one that, her husband's a cop, and they have like the 4 kids. And there's always the little one that's out there with her. she's stay at home now with him. She used to work, and then like recently, I think she said in the past years at home with him, and I was like, oh honey, and she was like, and he's 3, and she was like,
it's the worst age on earth.
And the look on her face, and I was like, oh honey, and she was like, he's awful. Like, he was sitting right next to her, like on his phone, and I was like, I feel you, because that was the worst age, and fuck the terrible twos. Gunner at 3, I was like, honey, I don't know. If I was at home all day with Gunner when he was 3, I don't know for sure if either one of us would still be here.
3s and 4s blow the dick. 2 is great. They're still innocents at 2. They turn 3 and think they're grown until, Gunner's just starting to come out of it. He's still a shit.
No, but there was a time when he was 3, we didn't go anywhere.
We couldn't go anywhere.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there was literally like, we were not willing to roll that dice of possibly
ruining everyone else's evening,
ruining the entire world's evening because our child's a shithead. And it was the worst. Like, he literally, like, people either had to come over here or like we would go to like family's house, but like it was just, he was a ticking time bomb always. And I don't know, like it was rough.
Yeah, nothing but love for the stay-at-home moms, but
I can't.
You should not feel. No mother should feel guilt for working. I mean, fuck that.
Yeah, I would have to have a regimen schedule if I was stay-at-home mom. Like, there would have to be so many activities, like out of the house activities, because I couldn't just sit at the house here with him all the time. We would.
No, and it doesn't mean it's not rewarding. And you could have. I'm sure any mother would adapt and make it a schedule that's survivable. I'm just saying, per capita work level. Yeah. Harder than any job you can do.
Fuck yes. Also, more rewarding than any other job you could do.
Maybe.
For sure. No, you're molding a human into, but if you make it through it without like.
Yeah. I'm not sold on but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Because when shit goes right, it is more gratifying and rewarding than any fucking thing I could do at my job. But when shit goes wrong, and
yeah, so
it's more devastating than anything else.
To sum up our answer to your question about time management, there's no answer. You just got to survive it, and you will. That's the good thing is you will live, and when you feel like you can't breathe, you will breathe after the panic attack goes away, and that's just part of it.
The key is having a partner that can help diffuse your panic attack like situation.
And don't shit where you eat. So don't shit on your partner. That's who could be the one jumping on the grenade for you.
Well, and pulling you off the ledge. Randal has pulled me off the ledge so many times I cannot even count. And I mean, it's a shit show, obviously. This whole discussion about time management has been all over the place in Scatterbrain, and that's what life is.
When you have kids, it's what it will be if you're about to be a new parent. Yeah. I just don't want to bullshit you.
No.
And lie to you. Maybe, somebody else has some cooler shit to say.
Being a new parent is nice, and it's not, it's just.
But nothing stays that. They grow into people.
I know what I'm saying, but
demons.
It's the ramp up period of, at least you get that when you are a new parent that is, gestating your own baby. Some people are saints enough to jump into it in the middle.
From the 2-month mark.
Uh-huh. You hate newborns.
I know.
Yeah.
I just have an irrational fear of SIDS, a detachment issue.
No,
you're
when
they're that fragile. I'm not a big fan of kids that are brand new.
You barely did much with Gunnar when he was a baby because you were just so scared of everything.
Oh, it's horrifying to me. But once there, you can't really break them.
You don't love him.
It's that first year is the best. I would love. I mean, when he's 6 months old,
yes,
and learning to walk, that's the fucking.
When they're a little bit more, when they're
time.
sturdy.
Yeah, and they're chubby and all this, and life's good, and they're eating anything you put in front of them.
Yes.
Be pureed.
When they're brand new,
peas
though.
And shit.
Oh, God, and that's when I was eating it up. When he was brand new and just barely did anything but sleep and eat. Oh, and I was like, oh, he's so perfect. And you're like, I'm terrified.
Yeah, but the next thing you know, they're saying, come wipe my ass and bring me a bowl of ice cream while you're at it. And why isn't my iPad charged? I'm 4.
Like everything that Gunnar said tonight.
Yeah. I'm saying they become people and entitled little shits. I mean, you wouldn't trade them for nothing, but that's real.
Yeah.
And if you're a parent like us and you act like that's not true, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just get yourself a nice dry erase board calendar in your kitchen like we have, and then
just hang on.
And try and hang on by a thread, and just if you are lucky enough to have a partner that's your fucking dog and knows you and can help you, then you're solid. I mean,
I do feel bad for the people that are in either bad relationships or a single parent. Like, that's fucking unfortunate. And
it just adds that layer of difficulty. I mean, it's just, and you're going to figure it out and you're going to get it done. I mean, I know plenty of single moms that fucking kill it. They also, have that extra special, like, I will cut somebody because they fucking deserve it.
Yeah, their patience has been worn thin.
Yeah, they don't have patience for any fucking thing else in the universe because their children have stripped that from them. And God bless them. But
so you're welcome for that answer.
And obviously, we're fantastic parents.
Of course, and we absolutely are. Our kids are doing great.
I would die for my kid.
And they're both great boys.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with that. It's a matter of you have to survive.
Yeah.
Not only for yourself, but for your kids, and you will. There's no better way to say it other than, you know what? Doesn't matter how bad it is, you're still going to wake up the next day and be like, "Fuck me." All right, well, let's get it on.
But then when you put them to bed, and if you can look at them while they're sleeping, and then it's all worth it.
And then they rip a huge fart in their sleep, and you're like, "God, they're a little human now."
He's the most perfect. And then I get to go in there and just give him kisses to wake him up. And for that first 2 seconds, it's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Till he says, "Where's my lunch?"
At 6 a.m.
Yeah. "Where's my lunch? I want spicy chips, ice cream, and a lunch. I didn't want this cereal. Throw it away." And a Diet Coke. That's when it gets funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to get out of here before my nose clogs and I can't talk anymore.
Okay.
We got an hour and 15 minutes as a welcome back. So we'll have another show Friday, and
we will.
Yep, we will.
Do we have any guests? We haven't talked about Big Brother in a while either, so we'll do that Friday. Maybe?
Yeah, we'll talk some Big Brother and whatever else tickles our fancy.
I need to watch Fear the Walking Dead and Talking Dead.
Yeah, never drinking this moonshine again, though. We're accumulating beer or liquors that we will never drink. If anyone wants a whole bottle of PGA...
Anybody that knows where we live, come over and just get this fucking... Stuff. Yeah, I mean, you should know where we keep the extra fucking liquor.
I thought this one would be good. I really did.
Just come in and take it.
It's brutal.
Give John a pat on the head and fucking...
Yeah, the basement's not locked. If you're our friend, come on.
If you're our friend, roll up in here, take this
in.
terrible moonshine, and start your car with it, because it is gasoline.
And the PGA. Have at it. All right, dick suckers. Fuck yourselves, your mothers, and cousins.
And God bless you.